와. swim out under a broken sky. Cold sun colored with shades of white. Wave goodbye to last summer. Cold air coming away soon. So let's lay under the falling moon. Tell me something about yourself. You never told to no one else. Say goodbye to lonely nights last summer.
이거 도란이야?
맛있지? 오.